Thank you for tuning in to WHID-FM. Please subscribe.
Starting with you, Brother Caleb, what will you say to brothers looking at and thinking about joining the ranks? And then to you for the sisters.
Oh, this is the best decision you'll ever make. One thing, I'm going to answer the question first, but it's the best decision that you'll ever make. And I say that because you come into, you become to know yourself. And, it becomes kind of a cliche that, no, black man, know yourself, and you get the first question of a student enrollment, who is the original man? We recited as babies. The Asiatic black man, the maker, the owner, cream of the planet Earth, God of the universe. My daughter was just saying it in the background, but we say it and it becomes a cliche. But as you walk into the power of the original man, it starts to generate forces around you that you're like, man, you feel like Moses in the scriptures, like, must I smite the rock? But you know that power, you have to stay connected to Allah. So these brothers that are out in the community, in different community organizations, I've been blessed that I stay connected in some way, shape, or form in some type of department in the mosque. I just like to give my skills and talents. But right now I'm actually helping in the orientation process. And I have a brother that I have brought in, and he's now in his second week of orientation. And as I was going through this second week of orientation, and I was speaking to him about God's choice of him, it like reaffirmed something in me. Like, man, he chose me. Out of the billions of sperm cells going after that egg, he chose me.
That's right.
Of all of them. So for the brothers that they'll view this later, this is a great opportunity for you to know yourself and know your worth, because the God has chose you after trillions, after quadrillions, after centillions, after sextillions of sperm cells.
Come on.
And eggs. He has chosen you to pull over his mission.
That's right.
He said Jesus 2,000 years ago, he died. But we have a Jesus in our midst. Look what the God produces. He says, be, and it is. So they cannot kill the messenger of Allah, because he'll stand another one up.
That's right.
Man, is your rostrum nearby?
No.
Oh, brother, that's just what happens when these teachings, man, they just light you up.
I know. You can't get enough.
To the minister. I don't. What am I supposed to say after that?
Amen.
Go ahead. But you got to share with the sisters now.
Oh, like Brother Khalid said, this is the best decision you'll ever make in your life. The MGT, the Woman in the Nation of Islam, is the most loved, respected, and protected woman on the planet. Right. And there's no greater place to be. A lot of women think that joining the nation, they'll be restricted, or they won't be able to do whatever they want to do anymore. But when you have these teachings, when you have this godly protection over you, you can do whatever you want in righteousness.
That's right.
And we're not, what's the word I'm looking for?
Caged in.
We're not caged. We're not oppressed.
Mm-hmm.
We're just protected. And it's God's protection. And who wouldn't want that?
That's right.
Who wouldn't want that?
Praise be to Allah. Thank you.
And Sister Atiya, some people may hear the word Vanguard and they may say, what's the big deal? Can you tell our audience how spectacular being in a Vanguard is?
Being a Vanguard is like being a part of a secret, dainty but deadly assassin That's right. Stop.
No, that's fine.
It's the sisterhood, the love, the camaraderie, the teachings that we get. We have our own class where we learn how to be literally learning how to be the most powerful woman on the planet. You know how to take care of your family. You know how to make your own clothes. You know how to cook food that's healthy for your family and can heal any ailment. You know how to fight and protect yourself and your family, your children. When need be, you can do it all. And that's what we learn in the Vanguard class. And that's why it's like, come on, like every woman wants that. Whether you know it or not, that's what you want.
Can you tell us about a highlight of your Islamic journey, something that you will always remember?
Well, I will always remember the day we got to drill for the minister.
That's right. That's right.
The Vanguard of Newark, New Jersey, had the opportunity to drill right in front of the minister, and he saluted us and everything, and then we got to go and meet him at Savior's Day, and we took a picture with him, and that was just the highlight of my life, and I will never forget it.
Absolutely.
And brothers, I'm going to say mine, but before I do, as my wife was preparing and practicing for that drill competition, I had my children. I think we had 2 children at the time.
Yeah.
And look, they were with me. And as my wife was practicing, I said, hey, go ahead, man. I didn't know that the minister, I knew they were going to drill at what the minister was speaking at, but I didn't know that the minister would address them in that way. But I didn't want to take that opportunity away from my wife. So for us as brothers, and I'm speaking to the FOI, we have a role in rearing our children as well. And there is a delicate balance that comes in rearing our children and being present fathers for our children. But mine in particular, same thing, is when I met the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And it was a time that, you know, whenever the minister travels to a city, I was a student captain at the time. And the minister was in Newark, New Jersey. And I've run the hotel post with our great brother down in Baltimore, D4, Damon. And we've run it hundreds of times. The minister's departure, his arrival. So, you know, you're always in the same spot. But on this particular occasion, I don't know what it was, but the Supreme was speaking to his father and he kept looking up at me. Now, and I never assume that the minister will stop and speak to me. There's many times as he's been through that route, but on this particular occasion, he stopped and he said, my son says that you're the captain in Plainfield. And he says to me, brother, you're a pretty good looking captain. And when I tell you that I was blushing from ear to ear, and I remember my head just falling to his hands. It was like I was in the like it was on holy ground, and I couldn't even keep my head up. And as I was shaking his hand, he had such strong but soft hands. And I was looking him in his eyes, and he was speaking to me, and I just couldn't get past his eyes. And I couldn't believe it happened. And when the Supreme came back, I just thanked him. And he said, brother, if you love my father, you stay right here. And that was a great highlight for me, just meeting the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and shaking Jesus's hand.